Beautiful friends, prayers going out to our friends in Florida. As you likely are aware of now, our friends in Florida are being pounded with a literal train of storms that continuously keep forming one after another, dropping at least 3 inches of rain in some spots per hour. Just look at the footage of the storms, friends, in Florida. You can even see fish swimming in the streets of Florida. And now, some folks believe that these storms could have been created by the military. But why exactly? Well, I have some pretty shocking information footage that I gathered for you, my friends, last night and again this morning, just after my spirit guides nudged me last night and told me that I needed to go look at the weather radar. I'm like, why? For Florida, why? But I did, of course, because I always listen to what my spirit guides tell me, and I'm going to tell you, in turn, I witnessed and captured footage that shows IMO, in my opinion, that something very obvious and something very shady is going on off the coast of Florida. You're also likely aware that Russia was just less than 90 miles away from the coast of Florida and Cuba. Not only that, they did so with a fleet of warships, including a nuclear carrying submarine. At least that's what the media is telling us. Of course, we don't always know what to believe. It was also just reported today that a Russian warship was 25 miles off the coast of Miami, Florida. So what really is going on, friends? Should Americans especially be concerned about what's happening? Another interesting thing that I'm going to show you today is that these storms were simply hoovering right over Havana, Cuba. Like literally sitting there and continuously growing over top of Havana, just where they seem to be unloading whatever they're unloading, Russia to Cuba. So really, really interesting stuff I got to show you today. But first, if you've been following me long enough, you will also remember Spirit telling us that both Florida and Texas were targeted states. Targeted? By who and why exactly? Well, I'll leave that part up to you and you can come to your own conclusions. But today is the 13th of June, 2024, and we are just 8 days away from the summer solstice. So these storms are definitely rolling in just as I warned. Check out this clip from my June predictions. Get ready for another season of flooding between now and the solstice, the 21st. Not only did we know floods were coming in accordance to June predictions, but I just said over the past week in the last episode of Tea Time that I had visions of flooded streets in Florida and other places as well, including Australia and Texas and a bunch of others. But I just warned them just in the past week from the Tea Time episode where I said this. I see severe flooding coming to many parts of Florida and once again to Texas. Even though the heat is going up, the coming storms are going to continue to bring flash flooding to severe flooding. Now, I also did say something else in my predictions, something that has not come true yet, and hopefully it doesn't. But I do actually feel that now with what's occurring in Florida with these floods, due to these floods, that prediction, I feel, could actually come into fruition. I'm going to tell you about that prediction in a few minutes, but first I want to take you to this footage that comes from the channel Into Thin Air. I showed you footage from his channel before, and I'm going to lead you into my footage, which is even more shocking in my opinion. But check out his footage and what Into Thin Air, and be sure to go check out his channel and give him a little follow. But he spotted something in which I thought was also, and he thought was very shady, and somehow connected to these Florida floods. So in his video here, he says, watch the circled area in his video. And you can see the NEXRAD radar satellites, especially in the close-up view. You can see the lasers. Look at them all through the states right above Florida. Just all over the place. Last time he caught footage like this, we were able to identify storms being affected by whatever they're doing with these lasers that you see on Into Thin Air's channel. Really, really interesting. To say the least, my friends, to say the least. He spotted that, and then he also spotted and thought, again, this could be connected to the Florida floods. He has also showed instances, again, in the past that seem to line up perfectly. So it's the government, or more likely the military, of course, using some type of laser technology with NexRad or other means to enhance storms or to even create storms. Now, again, if you've been following me long enough, I showed you all the patents on the technology that they've had going back to the 1950s. We also know what happened in Vietnam, or maybe you don't. They used cloud seeding technology in Vietnam to cause floods to flood out the Vietnamese. First of all, friends, there's absolutely no coincidence that all this is happening literally moments after Russia came rolling into our waters or nearby waters in the Atlantic off the coasts. Directly right after, actually, friends. Directly right after. First time in 16 years this has happened with Russia. So this is Russia really literally flexing their muscles to the Biden administration. That's what you have going on here, friends. They're flexing their muscles because the United States is constantly in their front yard or their backyard or in the Black Sea and so forth. So this is Putin showing them, oh, he's going to do the same thing now. That's what it's all about. So on an intuitive level, I got to tell you, I don't really feel that there is a big threat when it comes to Russia at the moment. Although we do have two others that we really need to be more concerned with. That's both the Chinese immigrants and the other radicals that are literally walking across the red carpet right into our country. What about these storms again? Is this the military's way of attempting to block Russians from using technology to scope out our country, to block out their satellites, mainly Florida, of course, or to create massive cloud systems to block their satellites and disrupt their military drills that they're doing down there in the Atlantic. While Russia, again, keeps exploding off all these weapons right in the Atlantic. You might have even saw footage of that. I don't have any of that footage to show you, but you kind of know what explosions look like in the water. So last night, I was sitting at my computer in my sacred temple space, and then I got this nudge from Spirit at 9 p.m. in the evening, midnight there on the East Coast of the United States. I got this nudge to go onto my phone and look at the weather radar. And not for here, as I pulled up my phone, Spirit's like, no, look at Florida. I'm like, okay. Like, there's no showers coming here. Hasn't rained here since April. So instantly, I pull up the radar. I mean, it was instant. As soon as I looked at it, I was like, whoa, what is that? And I zoomed in, and it became even more quite obvious what I was seeing. And I even went back on a few times. So let me just show you the first weather radar. I want you to take notice to the bottom of the screen on this weather radar where it shows the timestamp. And you'll see a line there at the 9 p.m. That's the time I went on, 9:04 p.m. to be exact. Before that is what was caught on radar. Before the line is what was caught on radar, prior. And then from the line forward is the live radar happening right away. And it's what we caught before the live radar that's concerning. So watch as I play this footage. You'll see it right away, friends. Look right above Cuba's tip. Looks kind of like a dolphin jumping in the water. And look at that. You can see that long straight line. And as you go forward with this, you see the lines continue. And then watch these storms that literally just pop up. Boom. Right there. What's that, friends? Like, what is that? And that's when we go back a little bit. Watch how the line, how it creates this entire straight line. Oh, I got to pull up the next video. Is it in this video? No. So here's the footage from 9 p.m. last night, and instantly right over the top tip of Cuba, you see that long line. It kind of looks like a laser. Clouds don't form in a line that blink like that on and off. You see it blinking on and off, and this was all prior to the live radar. As you see, this was around 8 o'clock, which was like 11 p.m. Florida time. And as we continue to move forward, watch how the clouds go completely straight line. Look at that line. Clouds, a complete straight line. Clouds don't form in a complete straight line. And if you notice, where those clouds are hovering right there over Cuba, that is Havana. Directly right over Havana. Look, there's your lines. Play it a few times. It's a little crazy. And then watch the storms pop up. Boom. Just like that. And then watch the clouds go into a straight line. Well, rewind a little bit. Let me bring up the next clip. This one's pretty long. I kept looking at it over and over, looking at that line. And there's a couple. If you look close, let me bring you in a zoomed version. Same footage, but a little zoomed in a little better. There's that line. Look, double line. That is not normal, friends. That is definitely not normal. And watch it, and then you'll see the storms pop up as those lasers are going through, or whatever those straight line clouds are, even though we know clouds don't popped right up out of nowhere as soon as we went to the live radar. Kind of interesting. You see again the line, and as soon as we get to the 9:04 p.m., instant storms pop up. Boom. Just like that. So then I waited a little while, and I went back on again. Here's an even closer look-up view. Check out the closer look-up view. There we go. And, look at the edge of the storms kind of hovering right over Havana. And then the storms pop up. And watch how it creates a straight line right there. That's a little odd. And look at the storms, how they hover right over top of Havana. Once the line comes and the storms pop up, you see, look, the storm watch, it'll pop right up over Havana. Boom. Right over top of them. Interesting, to say the least. So then I went on a little bit later. Like, that was at 9. I went on at like 10:10, as you see here. 10:10, I did the same thing. Went back to the previous footage that I didn't catch in the past hour. And as you see, there's those lines still there. Hours later, keep forming. They keep shooting out. Watch, line. And then you'll see storms pop up again. And this is at midnight, which was 3 a.m. their time. Look at the storms right over Havana. Like directly right over. And we'll go a little closer there. You see the lines right through those clouds, friends. There ain't no coincidence. Pop-up storms. It's like Kellogg's Pop-Tarts. Pop, and right over top of Havana. No coincidences, friends. No coincidences. And do I have another shot? Here's another shot. And as we watch it, this other shot, again, this was this morning. First thing this morning. This was at 8 o'clock this morning or 8:30 this morning. And as we go through, you don't see lines during the live footage, but look at those storms. They're like blood red, friends. Now watch. Lines, same lines. This is 12 hours later, or 10 hours later, friends. No coincidence. No coincidences at all. And this is a little bit later. This was at 11:30. I went back on at 11:30 to check the footage. 11:30, we get the same exact thing. There's the line, same spot, same target, pop-up storms. And then look at the storms right over Havana. Wild. And those storms, look how red they are, friends. That's severe. That's like severe stuff right there. What do you think? I want to know in the comments down below. And let me show you the final clip. Again, this was this afternoon. This was at 1:30-ish that I went back on again today and looked. And there's that same line. What? Come on. The same line again? Line, pop-up storms. It's not as clear in this footage, in this video, but you'll see pop-up line. And then you'll see all the storms just seem to just kind of blow up out of nowhere. It's bizarre, friends. I want to know, again, what you think in the comments down below. But this matches up with what the dude at Into Thin Air said. And he was showing up above Florida in the United States. I'm showing you right at the coast, right where it's all happening. And you see the lines. This is on regular Weather Channel app on your phone, radar. Clear as day. And I bet you if I go on there now, I might see it again. And it's the same line of storms that keep going to the same spot, friends. Same direction, same spot. The laser hasn't moved. It's been in the same spot shooting. If it is a laser, we don't know. But that line of clouds, they're abnormal. Remember, nature doesn't create straight lines. Just doesn't happen. Overall, I have no doubt that Florida is not through with the severe weather that they are going to endure, along with major tropical storms and hurricanes that I mentioned in my weather prediction video. I'll do another weather prediction video in the near future. Keep an eye out for that. But I also see big storms and big issues hitting both Alabama, the Carolinas, Texas, of course, as the Spirit told us, Texas is a targeted state. And I even see big issues when it comes to Miami. And then listen to this clip here of what I said about the waters and the potential of waters being tainted. Give a listen. I see a rather large city having an issue with septic waters leaking into their drinking water. I predicted issues with drinking water about a month ago. And going back to that prediction and giving a listen, it can be very clearly possible that this would occur in Florida now. Not only that, again, I had visions of water being trucked into Florida. So if that's not happening from these storms, then we know something bigger is coming. And I've been saying it for a while. They are going to now, and the whole Gulf of Mexico is going to have major issues all the way across the Gulf of Mexico, from Texas to Florida, and Alabama in between, and even New Orleans. So make sure that you follow. If you're new here, give a follow. If you want accurate predictions, prophecy, and truth, you want to vibe with the tribe, and you want to feed that prediction addiction, you gotta give a follow. Hit the subscribe, the bell, the all. Thanks for giving a thumbs up so we get more of this information out to others. Also, I see a vision today. I had a vision today of 3 big hurricanes all coming in at the same time. And one kind of drifts a little apart from the other 2, but they feel like they're coming in. They're coming in through the Caribbean and splitting apart. It's like one's hitting here and one's hitting here. So I'm going with the Gulf Coast again. And then I also saw problems in visions of Miami. And I saw the waters, just like the video of the footage I showed you, what's happening in Sarasota and Florida right now. I saw that happening in Miami Beach. And also a warning goes out to the Keys of Florida, which I didn't say anything about the Keys, but you saw those storms. They're right over top of the Keys. But the Keys, especially Key West, which makes me feel that a hurricane, or at least the edge of a hurricane, is definitely breezing through Key West this year. Another thing that just popped in my mind was St. Martin Island. And we remember it was at least 15 years ago, I think, when St. Martin literally got leveled by a hurricane. But St. Martin pops in my brain. And I don't know if that's Spirit showing me what happened in St. Martin and that coming to Key West, maybe, or if it's a totally separate vision. Once I work on my weather predictions, I'll get more details and more information, as you know. Also, I've been saying, and it came up last year, and I still believe that this is coming, that a big hurricane is going to slam into Cuba. And that one doesn't feel very natural, if you know what I mean. Probably using the same similarities that we're seeing and I showed you today. We'll have to see. Hurricanes, and in my hurricane predictions, that's part of my weather predictions where I go through all the names of the hurricanes. But I was looking at that this morning, and I noticed that I said that we would run out of names. They would run out of names of storms. So we know we are in for a heck of a stormy season. If you want to know what's going on in the world and how it relates to predictions and prophecy, and you want new predictions each and every week, again, give me a follow and catch me every Tuesday for Tuesday's Tittle Tea Time. Again, I want to know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks. I wanted to get this report out there and wanted to send prayers to all our friends in Florida and in the path of these storms and any storms that are coming in the future, because there's going to be a lot of them. I'll see you in the near future. And also, I am working currently on predictions and prophecies in the history of Baba Vanga. I hope to have that out probably at this point, Sunday or Monday. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be out before Tuesday's Tea Time. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day and an amazing weekend. And I will see you in the future. Much love.